come. At best, only postponed. Shaolin Kung Fu, to survive, must now be taught to more young men.
Welcome once again to another episode of Fists, Kicks, and Flicks, the podcast about martial arts, movies, and life. I am one of your hosts, Eugene, and with me this week, my podcast partner, Joe Hartley. What's up, man?
What's up, Gene?
If this is your first time with us, I want you to know we are members of the Martial Arts Internet Network. On Mondays, you've got Raw with me, Meal Up. Tuesdays is CTE with Chris Lopes and Travis. Wednesdays is us, Fists, Kicks, and Flicks with Gene, Joe, and Angel. And on Thursdays, you can get the Inside Scoop with Alex and Jeff. For more information, you can check us out on all of our social media platforms. Just look for the Martial Arts Internet Network on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, YouTube. Joe, it's showtime. What's up, man?
Not much. We did the holiday thing this weekend, and I got three families I got to get to. I got my family, and then my wife's family is split. So my father-in-law and my mother-in-law. And we ran the whole gambit Friday, Saturday, and Sunday.
Okay.
Got knocked it out. Christmas is done. Now I got the girls' birthdays are both in January, so that's next. Right after the New Year, 17th and the 23rd.
Yeah, man. I got birthdays coming up also, man. Same. So my girl's birthday is in January. Hers is the 6th. And then Kara, my daughter, her birthday is on the 10th. Melissa's daughter.
You got a daughter?
Yeah, from my first marriage.
I didn't know your daughter. I don't know why I didn't know that.
You never saw Kara at school? Like Kara was around for a long time. Like when she was 14, me and her mom was together, and I helped raise her.
I remember her, but I don't think I knew that was you. No kidding.
Yeah.
Learn something new every day.
Yeah. So I still talk to her just about every day and see her and everything. And I stayed in her life all this time. So her birthday is on the 10th. Melissa's daughter is on the 17th.
That's the same as my oldest.
Yeah, so that's in January.
Okay.
And then in February, Champ, his birthday is February 11th. And my goddaughter is 2 weeks after him on the 18th. So yeah, man. So now I'm headed into birthday season. Got out the holiday season and jump right into birthday season. I love that.
Pretty much.
Yeah, but I had a good pretty good holiday also, man. Now we're just getting ready for the new year, which is this weekend. So ready for that. The main gang got together last week. No, that was Sunday. That was this week. And we got together to talk. I didn't have much to contribute because they talking about, sport karate, and they talking about the national scene. So I couldn't really contribute too much to that because I'm not out there nationally like that anymore.
Y'all still look like you had fun.
Huh? Oh yeah, I still
look like you had fun.
Yeah, for sure. And our podcast partner Angel, he definitely had fun on the show.
He can't get away from that stuff, man. Oh my God, I swear to God.
He gonna be laughing when he hear this part of our show. That
gonna have to deal with it.
Angel's missing this week. He is on vacation, having fun in Virginia. He's doing this thing. He probably did it on purpose. That's what I think. I think Bugs did it on purpose. Bugs probably saw the first 10 minutes of this movie and was like, I can't do it. I'm gonna stay down here so I don't have to get on the podcast,
This one, it sounded bad to begin with.
It did.
And then it went off the rails. It went off the rails. Like, as much as you could read about this movie and be like, okay, that sounds bad. And then it just got even worse. Like, what were they thinking with this movie?
I'm starting to think, like I said, I watched this movie 3 times. And
God bless you.
This is one of those movies, man, where I think they messed up when they came to editing. And honestly, I don't really want to kill it too bad because it kind of seems like this was somebody's first time at making a movie because it didn't have it did not have a normal cinematic look when it comes to movies, right?
No.
I text you an Angel the other day, and I was like, the camera work, the way the cinematography look, it looks like they use the same cameras that they use for a porno.
Yeah, it was,
you know,
and it was odd.
yeah.
And I understood what they were trying to do, but they had too much.
You understood what they were trying to do.
I think I did. It took me a minute to understand what was going on because there's a lot of. Well, at first I thought they were flashbacks, but then I realized they're dreams.
Yeah, that was weird.
But it took me a minute, and then the other issue I was having was, are these the dreams of the lady, or are these the dreams of the son? Because the son kept acting like he was having nightmares about this stuff.
Are you talking about the psychic?
Yes.
Yes. Okay, so.
Or is she seeing the dreams of the son?
She was seeing the dreams of the son.
Okay, so that makes a little more sense to me. Because I'm like, why is the son having these dreams, but then the psychic is seeing it too? Like, it was weird to me.
Yeah. She said that. She said, "I'm seeing your son's dreams."
Okay, that's what it. Okay, then I missed that, I guess, because that threw me off right there. Because I'm like, normally a psychic has their own dreams. I didn't realize they can see into other people's dreams.
Normally they can't. I wouldn't think.
So
I wouldn't think they could. She was. I met somebody like her in real life. I really did. I really met someone like this in real life, and I 100% believed her. I was back in the day when I was working at a physical therapy clinic. I was a physical therapist technician, and I was working with a woman who came in. She had a couple different issues. I can't remember if she failed or not, but she was there. She was coming there for a few months, like maybe 6 to 8 months, and that was her job, was to work with the police and work with the FBI as a psychic. And she said that she led different officers to where bodies were. She communicated with spirits. And then she just got into talking about the different people that were at the clinic. Like she told me stuff that was true, that she was a stranger. She shouldn't have known me.
That's creepy.
Yeah, and she was doing this in the clinic, and I was just like, whoa, man, this is wild.
I wonder where that comes from. Like, that is so odd to me because I mean, like, I'm pretty open about certain things, but I mean, like, as a person who believes in God, is that a gift from God, or like, is it something supernatural? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, man. I can't explain it, man. I couldn't explain it, but that was definitely a strange experience. And there's been times where you've been at a carnival or at a flea market or something, and you see someone with a table set up, and they have those little psychics there with have the crystals and the oils and all these different things. You got those people. You're not really taking those people seriously,
No, because they're they manipulate you.
Yeah, this lady was not like that. She was not saying vague things. She was saying real things to people.
Yeah.
And she never really said that she was a psychic. She said that she spoke to people who had passed on. And
that was
her. Yeah.
Yeah, medium.
Yeah. So it was interesting. So she was a person like the woman that was in the movie that we're talking about today. So let's get into it. So basically, this movie is called A Karate Christmas Miracle. Basically, there is a little boy who says that he has to get his dad has been missing for a year. His dad disappeared Christmas the previous year. So now, for some reason, this boy says, I need to get my black belt before Christmas so my dad can come back. That's the purpose of the movie.
He had a list of other things on that he was trying to cross off, but the main one was get the black belt before his dad. Now, the problem is he's a yellow belt, and it's 5 days till Christmas.
Right. Not only that, he is in a school. He goes to karate school, which was strange also, because the first time they showed him in the karate school, he was sparring. Every other time after that, he wasn't sparring anymore. He was doing jujitsu. He was grappling.
Yep.
You know. Did you
and
pay attention?
was always grappling someone underbelt.
But no. That kid was not always underbelt. That kid was ahead of him. If you watch it when he was a yellow belt and he's training, that kid was a green belt. Yeah. And supposedly he was beating this kid up. Like he was, people when he was sparring, he was hitting him and he was getting the best of him. And when he was grappling.
What's his name? Tyler?
Oh, I have no idea what that kid's name was.
I think it was Tyler.
Hold on, let me pull it up here. I don't remember at all.
Something like that, but I didn't like that kid.
Yo, he was a weird kid. His name was Jesse. His name was Jesse. Yeah,
I don't know where I got Tyler from. Yeah, Jesse.
Yeah.
He first off, when they first showed him, I hate if you're in a karate movie and you're showing trying to the main idea of the movie, especially if it's called a Karate Christmas Miracle, tie your belt right, god damn it.
Oh yeah, the belt definitely
that
was
pisses
messed
me
up.
off. I mean, come on, man.
Yeah.
His belt was all jacked up. And then you're supposed to be a black belt. And then he wasn't getting any better. He was still...
He wasn't getting any better at all.
Every time he was raking up, his push-ups were terrible. His
sit-ups were terrible.
The board breaking at the end. Oh, my God. This kid was just a mess.
But how would you really expect him to get better a week later?
You wouldn't.
Yeah, you wouldn't. It's impossible. It's not going to happen. So basically, he has a list of things on the wall. Now, didn't he say something like his dad told him to write down goals or something like that? That's why he had all of this stuff written down on the wall, and he was crossing things out. Now he was doing other things besides at first. So one of the things when we first see him, he is counting. He's going backwards, saying the presidents of the United States.
Yeah.
But he stopped at Richard Nixon, didn't he? Or he might have stopped at Lyndon B. Johnson. He didn't keep going. He just stopped doing it and then just crossed it off. It's all right, that's enough. So that's where it starts. We see his mom. She's cooking dinner and she's trying to get him. And she walks in and then he says, "I got to get my black belt before Christmas so Dad can come home." We don't know what happened to the dad. And we never find out what happened to the dad. They
vaguely said that he was at a horror show because he was into watching horror films, and he went there dressed as a clown, and a group of clowns had grabbed him.
Well, that's not what I heard originally. Yes, you are right, but they also said that he was there to talk about gun safety or something like that. He was there to give a speech about everyone having I think the right to have guns or something like that.
At the movies?
Yes, that's like I said, man. It was strange. The mom says it again later.
Gun safety talk at a movie.
Well, a lot of stuff was weird. The mom didn't know that the dad was also a black belt. The mom never knew that. She also didn't know that her husband taught women self-defense. That is weird. That is extremely weird to me.
Sounds like the husband has a double life going on.
That's right.
Maybe that's what's really happening. Maybe he got another family somewhere, and he's just you know what? I'm gonna peace out for a year, go hang out with my other family, and then I'm gonna tell this kid, you know what? Go get your black belt. And I'll show back up, and he didn't expect him to get that black belt real quick, so he had to be like, "Oh shit, I gotta come up with something. I gotta run in."
Do you think? Nah, this is crazy. Do you think the dad even knew that he was in karate? How would he know? You're not going to be a yellow belt for a year unless you're quitting. Yellow belt
in this school, you might be a yellow belt for a minute. 10 seconds later, you getting another belt.
So on my second time watching the movie, I found out that his instructor was not the one that was promoting him. It wasn't his instructor. Himself. He was promoting himself.
Makes sense.
That's what happened. That's what happened. So remember at the beginning, the mom comes to see him training, and she's asking him about his sensei or his teacher or whatever. He corrects her and says, "That's my sensei," and it's not a he, it's a she. Yeah. And he told her that he wanted to do it alone, so he's going to now be self-taught, which was weird because
you're right. That is weird.
We always see him come back to the school and he's training, and we see a couple of black belts in the school. We see them, but they don't really say anything to him. We never hear any dialogue.
Never.
How do you think they took to that? Like, obviously they accepted it because every time he would come back to the school, he has a different belt on every day. He has a different belt.
You know what? This kid's weird. Just let him do what he has to do.
That is probably what they were thinking.
I've had a couple students like that. You know what? Just do your own thing, man. I'm going to be right over here if you need me.
Yeah, so that's the first weird thing with this movie. This kid is going every day. He is just promoting himself every single day, and he's going from we don't see him as a white belt. We see him as a yellow belt. We see him get to an orange belt at some level. At some point, he gets a green belt. I think the green belt is his second belt that we see him get is a green belt. I think because then he goes to orange. And then he goes to blue belt, I think, and then purple. And
see, they didn't always show him getting promoted because at one point
he just showed up.
Yeah, he was a brown belt, and he had all the belts. The other belts were like on the Christmas tree.
Yeah, that's weird, also, isn't it? You're gonna that was like the what do they call it, the gardener or whatever that goes around the tree. Yeah, it was his belts. It was his karate belts, you know. Let's talk about the dreams a little bit. Did you understand these dreams at all?
No.
These dreams, you know, hold on, let's pause for 1 second. I want everyone that's listening right now. Yes, this is a bad movie. Yes, it's terrible. It's horrible. I want you still to watch it and give us some explanation about what it is that you see and what you are comprehending about this movie. Please watch this movie.
These dreams, from my understanding, it was like one was a bad guy who supposedly had his father.
Yeah, Eric Roberts. Supposedly, for some reason, like
we never saw the dad in these dreams.
Yes, we did. We did.
Did we?
I would say, like I said, I saw it 3 times. So we do see there's a couple scenes we see the dad. We see the dad, but not only do we see the dad, not from the boy's dream, but also with the psychic dreams. We see the dad also.
Yeah, you're right. What was Martin Cove? Like, what was he?
He was a karate instructor for some reason, right?
Exactly, but that's what I was trying to figure out. He's trying, like, was he leading the kid to get to his father? Was he?
No, like, I don't know what he was doing. I have no idea, because I'm gonna tell you why, everyone listening. We don't know, because every time Eric Roberts or Martin Cove got on the screen, and the only time we see them are in dream sequences, and it was like you were looking at a screen in the movie. Okay, now from what I put together watching this the 3rd time, Martin Cove is the owner of the movie theater where the little boy's dad disappeared from. Martin Cove gave the theater to his daughter. So in the dreams, there's a blonde girl, and she's looking at the screen, and they're talking to her. Martin Cove was talking to her. That was his daughter. But this is the problem with this. The dialogue that Eric Roberts had and Martin Cove, it was just a collection of words. Everything they were saying meant nothing at all. It was just random words. They were just saying stuff, but it made no sense to us. I thought at the end of the movie, all of this stuff was going to come back together and, make us understand what was going on. We never get any type of clarification of what is going on in these dreams,
the end
what
of this
they're talking about.
Was the worst part of the whole movie. I'm sorry, it was so awful. I was waiting like, okay, let's see where this goes. I was thinking like, there's one way it could go where I'd be okay with, but the way it happened, I said, no, that's stupid.
You know, I'm so used to watching Marvel movies. I was like, please don't tell me there's a post-credit scene that's going to explain all this shit. And the messed up thing, I was like, I can't do it. I can't sit through these credits and see if there's something else that's going to make this movie make sense. So I just ended it. I was like, I can't do it.
Nothing in this movie made sense.
So, the mom is thinking the boy is estranged, right? Because she's like, you know, your dad's not coming back. He's gone. He's missing.
And how long has he been missing for? A year?
A year. Yeah, he disappeared on Christmas.
Yeah.
So basically, they didn't even held the camera on the newspaper clippings for a long time, so we can read the newspaper headlines. Because all we know about the dad is he was an attorney, and he went missing. He went to this theater, and he went missing. Supposedly, there was a shooting at this theater. They never said I don't know, maybe I missed it, but they never said who got shot or who died. Did they? Did you pick up on that?
No, not at all.
We just knew that there was a shooting at a theater, and his dad was there for some reason that they never really, you know, besides what I said earlier, they never really explained anything else. What happened to him, where he disappeared, why he disappeared, or whatever.
Yeah, it just disappeared.
Yeah, just vanished. Now the mom ends up going to a college, and this is where the psychic comes into play, because the psychic is teaching the class. She's a professor. She has gotten away from being a psychic because she was tired of seeing dead bodies. The police had been using her, the FBI had been using her, she said, and now she was tired of living that life, and she just wanted to be a professor.
Yeah.
So she's teaching a class. I think she did the best acting out of anyone that was in this movie. She seemed like a real actress. The mom did not seem like a real actress. The little boy definitely.
I've never seen the mom before.
No.
And I had seen the lady who played the psychic. I've seen her.
Oh, really? Okay, I've never seen her before. Okay, but I was
TV
like,
shows.
Okay.
A couple of dramas, some CSI stuff like that.
Okay. Because that makes sense then, because she seemed like a legit actress. And I've actually had professors who have acted like her. So she was very, very relatable. She was a wacky professor, full of energy. She seemed like she was teaching a fun class.
Yeah, for sure.
Now, for some reason, they never explain. She's doing a lecture, and she asks a question. And next thing you know, we see Jesse. He's there, the little boy. He's there, and he's just standing. He's standing in the back of the auditorium, but he's back by the door, and he answers the questions correctly. None of the other college kids could answer this question. Of
course he does.
But he answers it. And he's standing there in his karate uniform also.
Well, of course. It's a karate Christmas miracle, man.
So he answers the question. The professor goes up to him and talks to him real quickly. And she knows his name. She says, "You're Jesse." And next thing you know, we're in the next scene. And the mom is in her office talking to her. The mom has met her before. The mom met her when she was younger because she went to go see a psychic. And this woman was the psychic that she spoke to. Yes. Oh, you missed that.
I guess.
Yeah. The mom. So that's why she came to her, because she wanted to know if she could help her find her husband. But the professor, she didn't want any part of it. You know, she was like, I'm not doing that anymore. I'm sick of seeing dead bodies. I don't want to do that anymore. She tried to act like she didn't know who the mom was, but she eventually admitted that she did remember her and she knew who she was. What did you think? Did you like this professor? Did you like her acting? Do you?
I mean, as far as the movie went, once I figured out what was going on, yeah, she was an interesting part, but. I don't know, man. I just didn't expect a psychic as a part of this movie. So it really threw me off. I'm not gonna lie, though. The whole psychic and the dream sequences, it threw me off. It just through the whole movie, I'm like, oh, so this is where we're going. All right.
Mm-hmm.
Didn't expect it.
Yeah, another thing I didn't really understand was the knife. There was a knife that the mom ended up leaving with the psychic. She left it with her in this scene. She left her a knife. I can't remember what she said to her about the knife, but later on, the psychic comes back to her with the knife and said, "Oh no, he wasn't using this force to protect himself at the theater. He was actually using this." And she knew exactly where he was using it. He was using it at the kids' karate school. He taught women's self-defense.
Yeah.
And he forgot that he had this knife on him.
Okay.
Yeah. So it came to the psychic later on in the movie, and she remembered it. Every so often, we see the little boy having. Oh, there it is. We see the little boy having dreams, and he's tossing and turning, and he's actually seeing what happened at the theater.
Yeah.
Okay, let me pull this back a little bit because I see right here what the dad is talking about. We see him. I see him at the theater. There's a bunch of people around also, and then he is saying that it is everyone's constitutional right to have guns. Wait. I'm sorry. He says there's no constitutional issues here. People are permitted to carry guns, but only in very specific circumstances. And that's it. That's it. He just cuts out because this is all in a dream sequence.
I know. Yeah.
And then we see the little boy tossing and turning in the bed. And then the mom comes in and he's like, "Oh, I got to keep training." And then he just starts doing sit up. He tells his mom what the dreams are about, and that it's important for him to get his black belt so his dad can come back.
Now, see, as a parent, I'd be a little worried about my child.
Yes.
Because if you're waking up for nightmares doing sit-ups, that's not normal behavior.
And throwing punches. No, the little boy is all the way weird.
Yeah,
anyway.
I'm just saying, like, I'd be looking for some help, not a psychic.
Like a psychiatrist, not a psychic.
Honest to God, I'd be like, obviously this whole thing is traumatic to him. Like, I get it. You want to believe your father's alive. Of course, we would all want that. But after a year, and then you're having nightmares about it, he really needs some professional help.
Right. Now the mom is thinking that he's having these bad dreams because she knows that he has found the newspaper clippings.
Yeah.
So she's thinking that is why he is having these bad dreams, these nightmares. But yeah, I agree with you, man. He definitely needed to get some help for that.
I mean, and then when the psychic approaches you with the information that she has, you really have to be open-minded for that. Because I want to think I'd be open-minded for that, but I still would be like, you know what? I need to give my son some help.
Yeah. Did she even say that? I want to say she even said something like that. She needed to get some help from him. For him.
I mean, a good parent to me would just be like, we need to figure something out because you can't have your kid like waking up. That's traumatic, man.
Well, they kind of touched on that a little bit also, because remember the psychic was in the bar and she was talking to the mom, and she was trying to make the mom feel like she was a privileged woman because evidently the mom came from a well-to-do family. They had money, so she was able to go to college. She went to, I think she went to either Harvard or Yale.
Yeah.
She was in marketing, and they were trying to make it seem like she didn't know what it was like to be a regular person. So everybody kind of treated. But the way she carried herself, she didn't act like she was snotty or above everyone else. She never seemed stuck. So. No, she didn't seem stuck up or anything like that. But that's how the psychic kind of treated her, and that's also how the people at the restaurant treated her. The black guy, he was acting real weird when she walked in because she gets a call on her phone, her cell phone, and it's from her husband's cell phone. So she's thinking it's her husband, but it wasn't. It was from we find out that it was from the owner of this restaurant. He says, "Come down if you want to get the phone." She goes down there to get the phone, and he said that this phone was, I think, under the table or something like that, and someone turned in the phone. And she was like, "Well, why was the phone even here?"
Yeah,
they never explained that.
They don't explain nothing.
Now we knew that the restaurant owner knew her husband because he would come in to do legal work for them, free legal work for whatever reason. So the restaurant owner knew who she was when she walked in. He knew her husband, but they never explained. And he was making faces. So I thought at some point in time they were going to say, "Oh, this guy had something to do with the disappearance," because he was looking guilty.
Yeah.
But they never explained what the hell was going on.
Listen, his second family lives by that restaurant.
So you think he still stayed? You think he still stayed in the same town, huh? He still stuck around.
He got a whole nother family. He got a whole nother family sitting around the corner.
Now the mom,
another wife. Probably foreign. Keep her mouth shut.
The mom ends up everything. She ends up getting a babysitter. I guess she's getting a little concerned about this kid, so she ends up getting a babysitter who just graduated from grad school, who needed to make some extra money for Christmas. It was somebody who she knew. She also seemed a little weird. Also, like she was like everybody seemed like they were in on it. And I always thought they were going to wrap this all up because, you know, people would have weird facial expressions, but I'm starting to guess. I'm starting to guess it was maybe because these people weren't very good actors. They weren't seasoned yet.
They were just not good around a camera.
Because
not good.
Yeah, because
this is going back to your porn theory.
Yeah, exactly. Yes. Man, every time the mom got on screen with another female, I thought, it's about to go down. Every time, man. Every time. Because you guys will see when you check out the movie. You guys will see. Look at it.
Weird. So weird.
Look at that cinematography. Anyway, so she gets this babysitter and she asked, because she's doing things for work. The mom works in marketing. And I guess she has a project that she's working on. So she needs the babysitter to pick the little boy up or watch him after school and take him to karate and bring him back home. You know, so she has her friend do that also. And, you know, their relationship, like I said, their relationship seemed a little weird. Go ahead.
Yeah, I mean, everything that just kept going on in this movie seemed a little weird.
Yeah, exactly.
Just everything was just like, you're just like, what next? What do we get? I kept thinking like, okay, where are we going next?
Yeah, you know, what was funny was the next scene that we see. So the you know, the mom the mom ends up going, well, maybe back up a little bit. So the teacher, I mean the psychic, the professor, she's doing a lecture in the class. She's talking about different things, and then she looks at the knife, and then she ends up having one of those little flashbacks and starts putting things together. So her psychic powers are starting to work now because of this knife. When she's doing this lecture, there is one person in the audience, in the classroom. Everybody else is empty. Now, I have never saw a professor teach a class if it was just one person. Neither. I would assume they would have just said, you know, just dismiss, you know, nobody else is here today. I'm going to go ahead and give you a passing grade for the day. You know, go on about your business, go do something else.
Heck yeah.
You know. So she ends up leaving after she has this, I don't know, this psychic thing happen to her. So she ends up leaving and she wants to go tell the mom about it. Now, what's the mom's name? Is it Abby? I think her name is Abby.
I think so.
Let me scroll down a little bit. Let's see. I don't have anything with her. I have to go back. Anyway. Now the mom, like I said earlier, I talked about the part where she ends up going to the restaurant and talking to that guy. Now the little boy is at home and he is talking with the babysitter, and he's explaining the different belts and what the meanings. I guess his style, all of the belts have particular meanings, and he's breaking that down. He only gets up to a certain level, I think he stopped at when he was a blue belt or a purple belt, one of them, because he didn't know. I don't know why he didn't know what red and brown and black meant. Because if you knew all these other colors, I would have figured that you would have known the rest. But she asked him, "What about the babysitter?" Asked him, "What about the other colors?" And he said, "Well, I'm only a blue belt. I don't know." But the
Give me
explanation of
another
the
day,
belt,
Jesus Christ.
the explanation was picked up and continued by the psychic. For some reason, she knew, and she explained what the red belt meant and what the brown belt meant, and then what the black belt meant. Very, very strange.
Extremely
all,
strange.
all I could do was laugh. So then I guess that's when she had the psychic ends up meeting the mom or meeting up with her at the karate dojo. And that's where she explains all the different belts. And now during this time, there is women's self-defense going on. And that's when she explains to her that, oh, your husband used to teach martial arts here and he taught the women's self-defense class. That was so weird that the mom did not know that. Like, how could you
I
not
agree.
know? How could you not
That's
know?
extremely odd.
It was hilarious. It was hilarious to me though, because it was so stupid.
Why is he keeping that from his wife and his kid?
Well, also they kind of started making it seem like the mom was negligent. That's what they started making it seem like also. And because there were points where she was saying like, I'm starting to lose my son. Even the little boy.
She was choosing work over the
right.
family.
But to me, that doesn't seem like it should have been the case because the dad was also a lawyer. Okay, he's a lawyer. I would think that he would be a little bit more busy than the mom.
100%.
But
so they both didn't pay attention to him.
Yeah.
So just they punishment.
The next scene after that is when we started seeing some more dreams. And this is the Martin Cove scene when he's talking to his daughter. And for her birthday, he ends up giving the theater to his daughter. I have no idea why the little boy knew that. It was just extremely strange.
The whole thing was weird. Because what did they have to do with it? Like they're explaining, be your way, do this, and you'll see your father again. But like, what did he have to do with it? I don't understand that. Was he a bad guy? Was he a good guy? Did he have his father? Like, I don't know. It was so weird.
No, I have no idea, man. And I kind of want to think that the daughter survived. I think she was was she the only one who survived the shooting? I don't know, man. Like I said, it was extremely strange, extremely strange. It's not a lot of characters in this movie.
No,
not at all. We never see the little boy with any other friends.
Nope.
We never see the mom. The mom's only friends are the babysitter and the psychic. We see her talking to her boss. The boss is, he got pissed at her one time because she blew off a meeting. She blew off the meeting because she wanted to go hang out with the psychic.
He didn't even really get pissed. He was just like, "What did you do that for?"
Yeah,
He was like, "Well, I had some family stuff," and he's like, "Well, you so-and-so had to do the meeting all by herself." She was like, "She knew it. She got it done, right?"
Yeah, she was like, "My work was in there, right?" She was like, "My work was in there." She just let somebody else handle the presentation. They were marketing and promoting applesauce, and I remember her saying like applesauce is the new Jello. Like that's what she wanted. That's what she wanted to do. I mean,
which is not true at all.
I don't think Jello is still relevant as it used to be.
No.
I haven't heard have your kids ever asked for Jello? I mean, I know my kid hasn't.
You know what? My wife is a big Jello person. Like,
okay.
So my kids, like, they know about it and they're okay with it, but they're not like, yay, we need our Jello.
That's not a thing, huh?
Like if it's around and they're hungry, they'll be like, maybe, but it's not number one.
Is it a filling snack?
It's really not.
It's not. No, I mean I haven't had Jello in a long time, but like if I was hungry, I wouldn't think. Let me go grab some Jello. If it was just if my mom had just threw it in my lunch and I saw it's right here, I'll eat this thing, But
yeah, kids would rather. Honestly, my kids are more like pudding.
Yeah.
They'll kill some pudding.
Okay, so we see the mom a couple times. She goes out and she's getting drunk with the psychic.
Oh yeah, she gets sloppy at this point.
Yeah, she does because she goes home, and when she goes home, this is the perfect scene. Like I was sitting there thinking something was about to happen with the babysitter because she comes home and she's extremely drunk after talking with the psychic. She's thinking that she was a bad wife. She's thinking she was a bad mom, and that's basically because of what the psychic had told her. Because she's she talked about her history and how she grew up and how she, had so much privilege that other people didn't have. So now I guess the dad was the opposite of her. The dad had to work hard for everything that he received in life. And I guess the mom didn't, but that's, to me, that was kind of weird to put in this movie. Like, why are they shaming this woman for being in a privileged position? She never carried herself like she was. I can see if she was a stuck-up person throughout the movie, but she kind of seemed like the girl from next door. She didn't seem like a stuck-up person, And the babysitter's just sitting there listening to her, and then she starts crying, and then she starts getting consoled by the babysitter. And I was like, oh, okay, here we go. This is about to get a little bit better,
She needs some coffee or something,
right? And then another thing happened. The little boy has another dream. Now, in this dream is when he is talking to Martin Cove. He's talking to him on the phone.
Yeah.
And this kind of threw me off also because I didn't know what was going on. Because
I had no idea what was going on.
Because before that, the little boy said, because he woke up from a dream, and he said, okay, now I will not speak until I get my black belt. So he just took a vow of silence just for the fuck of it. Just for the fuck of it. He just said, fuck, I'm going to stop talking.
Done.
Did you do that? Did you do that, Joe, while you was getting ready for your black belt?
No. Not even close.
So I was thinking like, wow, all of a sudden he said he wasn't going to talk anymore, and now he's sitting here talking. He's talking on the phone.
That's fine, because he had nothing good to say anyway.
No, this was a bunch of rambling. Like at one point in time, I thought Martin Cove was John Kreese because he was like, do you remember what I taught you? Do you remember our code? And I was thinking like, what the hell? And the little boy, the little boy even says,
that would have been pretty good if you'd been like, no surrender.
Strike hard, strike first, no mercy. But the little boy's response was great too. He was like, I'm not even a student. You never trained me. So, but my thing was like, okay, so because at this point in time, we don't know anything about Martin Cove being a martial artist.
Not at all.
Nothing. We just, all we ever seen of him is just his rambling that he's doing in those dreams from previously. So now he's talking like he was an instructor, like he had a dojo. And it was really, really weird. And now they're saying, well, in this dream sequence, we find out that the little boy is trying to beat the Eric Roberts character, which they never said nothing about.
That's what I said. I said, what does that even mean?
Because he was asking Martin Cole, like, how do I defeat him or something like that? And I was like, what? Like, this kid is about to start sparring or fighting like an adult?
He's having a mental battle,
right?
I guess.
And we end up finding out what the connection was to the little boy and the psychic, and it was the Eric Roberts character.
Okay.
The Eric Roberts character, I guess, was a security guard at the little boy's school, and he also, I think, he also was a security guard at the I think the theater. So, but I don't. So so the psychic said that was her connection to him, but I don't think the psychic worked at the theater, right?
No. Did they ever go back to the theater in this movie?
We never saw the theater in real life.
Exactly.
Only time we saw the theater was in a dream. That's the only time. That was the only time.
Why wouldn't we go back to the theater at all?
I would have thought that there would have been some type of investigation at the theater.
Something. I mean, honest to God, if you're having these dreams and you know this lady isn't full of crap, why are we not going back to the scene of the crime?
Right. Maybe they thinking like maybe it's because it's a year later. I don't.
So what?
I don't know. I don't know.
But what if you go back there and you see him?
Like he could have been hanging out. The dad could have been hanging out at the theater the whole time.
Well, maybe, but I'm just saying maybe you could have seen the bad guy supposedly, and now at least you can question him, get the police up his ass, and figure something out. But you don't even go back to the scene of the crime ever.
No, and you know what's weird? In the movie, they never said, like in real life, they never said who the clown was who did the murder or who did the shooting.
Yeah.
In the dream, though, they said, I think they were pointing, the psychic and the little boy, both were pointing toward, I think his name was James Whitlock or Jason Whitlock. I think that was the Eric Roberts character. And they said that they were pointing at him that he had something to do with the shooting. But I don't know why or how they knew that. Because none of that was ever explained. Up until this point, no one ever said anything. They never even said they were looking for a murderer or a shooting suspect.
Exactly.
But for some reason,
makes no sense at all. We never talked to or saw a police officer this whole time either.
All right, we didn't.
They never talked about an investigation? Like they never talked about any, like what got them to this certain point all of a sudden. And why did it take this kid a whole year to figure out all he had to do was get his black belt?
Where did he get that idea from? Did it come to him in a dream or something before the movie started? Like, we don't know.
Exactly. It just popped up in his head.
So anyway, now for some reason, the next day, the psychic comes back. She comes to the office of the mom. And she wants her to come with her. She's trying to go. She's like, I got to work. I got stuff to do. And the psychic is pretty much pleading with her to come with her. She eventually does.
It's regarding your husband.
Yeah, right. So she eventually does.
Of course she's going to come.
Yeah. And where does she go? They go to the school. They go to the location of where the psychic works. And she was saying like your husband was here. He was here last year. He was over here at this tree. He was over here looking at the nativity scene. He was over here too. And I guess he helped build some shed or something like that. Or not shed, but a gazebo. He helped build a gazebo.
And it had his name on it.
Yeah, it had his name on it. And they were like, she was like kind of rubbing it in her face, like, your husband wanted to show you this, but like you're too busy. Like she was rubbing that in her face. I want to know, like the husband, he has to be an out of work lawyer for everything that they got him doing in this movie. True. You know, he's going to community events, he's building gazebos, he's teaching women's self-defense classes, you know, and the mom is working. That's it. Okay. Now during these talks, another thing that they kept showing, or for some reason they kept harping on, was while they were talking, the psychic kept getting cold. And I thought that was interesting. Yeah. I thought that was interesting because I thought something was going to happen at that point because she kept mentioning, "I'm really cold here. The seat really cold. They got in the car. It's really cold." I thought, okay, all of a sudden, like the dad was around, like his spirit was around, or
cold usually represents a spirit.
Right.
I mean, according to most movies.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you're right. But it doesn't happen. Nothing happens. So much stuff they start and stop. That's why it made me feel like things were edited wrong with this movie. You know, maybe something got cut out that should not have been cut out.
Yeah,
different types
100%.
of explanations. Man, I would love to talk to the writer, the producer, the director of this movie, like to get some type of understanding. like they could have did this movie a little bit. I mean, they could have did it better than what it was. If I was doing this
100%.
movie, I would have cut the whole dream shit out. Like that didn't need to be on here at all. They didn't need to have the dreams at all. It added absolutely nothing to the movie.
No, it really didn't, and that's the problem
nothing.
because there's a better way to do it. I don't know if you ever seen the show Medium with
I never saw it.
Arquette,
I never saw it.
but she worked for the police,
Mm-hmm.
like this other lady's psychic,
Mm-hmm.
and she would have dreams, and she had to interpret these dreams. And then one time she's seeing someone getting killed, and she goes to the police, and of course at first they didn't believe her.
Mm-hmm.
But then, slowly stuff started happening. And so then they actually hired her to work for them.
Mm-hmm.
And the way they did that is they, a lot of times the show might start off with her having a dream. And then she had to figure out with the dream what was going on. And then she'd have more dreams and get more information. This one, I felt like they were just random dreams and we never got new information or more information to help us. It was just random
dreams and random dialogue, because like I can't harp on that enough. Like nothing was explained or made any sense at all. Man, it's too bad we can't like download these dreams and edit them up and post them somewhere so people can take a look at that. If you don't want to watch the whole movie and just look at these dreams to see like this, it's just a word salad. It's just a word salad, just a bunch of different words put together. And you would think, because of how they did the movie, you would think this is all going to come back at the end and tie up in a nice little bow, but it does not at all.
No, these last two scenes kind of were weird because in the next scene, she takes her to a restaurant. And before like that scene, she was talking about why she became a psychic and why she stopped and all that. She was talking about how she had a fiance who right before they were going to get married, she had a dream that he was going to die.
Yep.
So she broke up with him and he was pissed off at her and stopped talking to her.
Yeah.
And it was like the worst thing that could happen to her
because she thought she was doing something good.
She thought she was saving his life, but she didn't even know if he was alive or dead.
Right. It had been 20 years.
And then she goes to this restaurant supposedly to help the mother with the husband.
She had a feeling that there was going to be some type of answer at this restaurant.
And the answer was that she ran into her ex. Now, what I don't understand is she said after she ran into the ex and, she actually approached him and talked to him, which I thought was, there was no reason for that. Why bring up old
He was sitting there with his wife.
Yeah, a wife, and they were talking about a family and everything. So she was a little hurt by that. But then she also said, well, this is not good because by him being alive, it probably means your husband is dead.
But that's dumb. That doesn't make sense either because she broke up with him to keep him alive. That was the whole purpose of her breaking up with him so he could stay alive.
What did the husband being alive or dead have to do with her current boyfriend, her ex-boyfriend being alive or dead?
Only because she said, well, in my dreams,
I saw the husband alive. And
I saw my fiance die in my dreams. And because I saw him die in my dreams, she just assumed that he died in real life. With the mom's husband, I guess she did. She saw him alive, but she was seeing him alive in flashbacks. She wasn't seeing him alive currently.
Exactly.
So I don't know why she got confused about that. So she thought, well, since I'm seeing him alive in my dreams, that must mean that he's dead because I'm seeing my ex-fiance dead in my dreams, but he's alive now. So she thought the reverse for the mom's husband. That was a dumb explanation.
I agree. And then the mom's reaction to it was even worse because she was like, well, you know what? That's okay because, by hanging out with you and being with you, you've shown me all the good that my husband, all the good that my husband has done that I was too busy to realize how good of a person he was.
Right.
Blah,
And
blah, blah.
then they think they hear him in the bathroom. Now,
Yeah, that was weird.
Did you see how far they were from the bathroom? Now, please, come on now. Anytime you've been in a bar or a restaurant or bar and grill, anything, you're not hearing someone talk in the bathroom.
No.
And they were a good distance away because they had to run to where the bathroom was. They ran down the aisle to where the bathroom was and knocked on the door. And they're screaming for Bob. But there's a guy in there who answers and, is trying to make us believe. Like, why would he been hiding in the bar all this time the last year? Like, why would he be there?
Bob's an alcoholic. He forgot where he lived. That would have been funny. You know what? That would have been a better ending than the ending we got.
You know what, man? If Bob had been in that, if Bob had been in that bathroom, I would have gave this movie an A. I would have gave this movie an A if Bob had been in that bathroom, because that would have been so fucking nuts and crazy that they would do some dumbass shit like that. I would have had to put it up here.
You alcoholic! You left us for a whole year. You just been here drinking, doing the dishes.
Yep, pretty much.
What the hell?
So the guy comes out and just walks by. He looks at him and just kind of walks by. And then they, I guess she was a little disappointed, I'm assuming. But then she ends up inviting the psychic over for Christmas dinner because Christmas is the next day. And then she tells her that, oh, well, I really want your support. I really want you there for Jesse's black belt. I need your support for this. He's doing everything on his own. The little bastard could have just threw the belt on him last night. He could have been did the shit. Like, why do you even have to? If I would have known you were going to go through this when you were a yellow belt, you could have did this 4 days ago. Just threw the black belt on yourself.
Oh my God, it was so bad. And then his black belt testing consists of what? 5 push-ups and a couple of punches and a board break that was awful.
After Christmas dinner, the adult, so the psychic originally said no because she said her parents were in town and the mom kind of begged her, like, please, my parents are here also and I really want your support. And so she does come to Christmas dinner, and like you said, the boy is doing some push-ups. And then the mom says, okay, so if you break this board, you get your black belt. And he nods because remember, he stopped talking halfway through the movie. Every time we see the boy, he's not saying anything, except for unless it's a dream. He's not saying anything. So then the mom holds the board. Oh, of course, there was a fight also. Not a real fight, but an argument between the adults because
who's going to hold the board?
The grandparents wanted to hold the board also. The granddad thought that a man should hold the board, and the grandma was like, well, no, a woman can hold the board also. So they have their little bickering going, and the mom finally says, no, don't worry about it. I'll hold the board. She holds the board, and the little boy is going to do an elbow strike. It's not even I've never seen anybody break a board like this with an elbow strike. That's not a normal elbow strike board. I mean, a normal elbow strike to break a board. Like, normally people do a swing.
Side, not up and down.
Yeah, he did an up and down elbow strike. I would think that would mess up your funny bone. I never did. I never did before. I never seen anybody do it before.
It wouldn't feel great.
No. I would have. I mean, they didn't want to have him do a front snap.
And of course, they give the dramatic music and like the slow motion. And the second he breaks that board, what do we see behind us?
The dad walks in.
The dad walks in through the door, just out of nowhere. Board breaks. The board breaks. The dad walks in. What the fuck?
He walks in. Man, they should have just had a poof of smoke, like poof.
They might as well.
They might as well just had a poof of smoke and then had the dad walk in through the sliding door because that
honestly,
made no sense.
I just looked at it, I went, I'm dead. I'm done.
And the dad said, You did it. You earned your black belt. And then he walks over to a table and puts the black belt on the boy. Of course, everybody's surprised that the dad walked in.
Yeah. And they ask him where he's been. He goes, "Oh, I escaped."
Yeah, that's how he said I escaped.
What? I need more than that. Where the hell have you been? I escaped.
But he thanked the little boy. He said, "You helped me." He said that also. You helped me escape.
How? How? Through your dreams? I need more of an explanation.
I know.
End credits.
It. That's it.
End credits.
That's right. The credits roll. It goes to black, and the credits roll up, and that is the end of the movie. Please, if you watch this movie, please tell us what the dreams mean, because they meant nothing to us. It made no sense at all. And this
was a hot mess.
They don't tell where this dad has been. They don't say anything at all. Nothing gets explained.
No.
Do you think that? Well, I'm assuming so. When the little boy goes back to his dojo, like his instructor is going to accept that he's a black belt now.
I wouldn't.
I wouldn't either.
I mean, unless his dad's going to disappear again if he doesn't get to keep his black belt. Otherwise,
Dad's just going to fade to black. He's just going to fade away.
You're back to yellow belt now. And his dad, my dad's gone again.
Yeah, exactly. Oh yeah, I'm kind of scrolling forward. No, there's no post-credit scenes. This ain't a Marvel movie, so yeah, there's no post-credit scenes. This was a karate movie that really did not have any karate in it. I mean, this was all centered around karate. We saw the little boy doing some horrible training. Do you see the part that really killed me, made me laugh? Like I had to laugh. I might have been having some drinks or something when I was watching this movie. When the boy was training and he was laying on his side on the couch and he was doing roundhouse kicks, kicking the couch. It's just swinging the punch in the air. Like they couldn't have had a martial artist choreographer involved in this movie at all.
No, I couldn't pay him.
I mean, even though maybe there was something, because they were doing jujitsu and the jujitsu was fine.
Right.
Yeah. So somebody no one stepped in and said, "Let's make this make sense." At all, like they didn't consult with any martial artists at all. Oh man, this is bothering me.
You know what's even crazier? Jiu-Jitsu belt rankings are they're 10 times slower than what we do.
Oh yeah. Like for in Jiu-Jitsu, a purple belt is a black belt. That's that's the equivalent. You go white belt. Yeah, you go you go white belt to blue belt to purple belt, and you're at all of those levels for a long time. I'm still a white belt in jiu-jitsu. I'm still a white belt in jiu-jitsu.
There's a lot that goes into it. So
yeah.
He's not ranking up that high in a normal karate school, but he's definitely not doing the jiu-jitsu.
Yeah. So that was the end of the movie. That was a karate Christmas miracle. I picked this movie. Yes, this is my fault. But it was because we wanted to do a Christmas theme, a Christmas themed movie, for the holiday season, so that's why I picked this. But damn. What do you grade this movie, Joe? What grade are you gonna give it?
I've been thinking about it, and it's definitely below Street Fighter, but I don't know if it's quite Double Dragon.
You know what, man? I think if this movie was on TV, I would stop to look at it just to laugh. Like, it's not going to make any sense. I would laugh at how stupid it is. There have been plenty of movies like that. Like, you'll see it like, this is absolutely ridiculous. And they become cult classics because of the stupidity of the movie. I can see this being one of those movies. But what I really want to do, I really want to talk to somebody. I want to talk to a producer, a writer, a director, somebody. I got to do it. I got to find out what the fuck they were thinking when they made this movie.
Look it up, man. I want to know too.
If I can, I'm gonna look somebody up on Instagram or Twitter or something, and I don't know. Maybe I might be able to interview them. Like, hopefully they don't listen to this.
Why? Why would I mean? We're giving just our own opinion. Maybe it was their first thing, and they were a little raw.
Yeah.
Maybe you'll find out they had something better down the road. Maybe not.
I think there's a sequel to this movie, Joe.
I seen another.
Yes.
A wrestling Christmas.
That's
wrestling.
it exactly. A wrestling Christmas. Was it Miracle
Is
also?
it with this? Yeah.
Oh my God.
I don't know if it's a sequel or just a part of a series.
Hey, this time it's the little boy and the mom goes missing. That's what it's going to be this time. The mom is missing.
Oh Lord.
I can't grade this movie, man. I don't. It's so bad. I can't even give it a grade. I can't say A, B, C, D, F. It's just bad, So that's it. Do you know what we're watching next week? I didn't pick anything, and I don't know. Angel's not here. What's on the list?
I got a couple of things that I like.
Go ahead, throw some out.
The Legend of the Drunken Master with Jackie Chan is interesting. It's pretty good. The movie itself is a little out there, but the karate in it's pretty good.
You want to watch that for New Year's? That'll be our first one for the New Year.
Yeah, I can do that because then we got Cobra Kai coming up soon.
Yeah, we got Cobra Kai coming up soon. Okay, so let's do that. What's the name of the movie again? I never saw it before.
I think it's Legends of the Drunken Master.
Okay,
it's Jackie Chan.
Okay, so that's what we're gonna watch for next week. You got any closing remarks for our listeners?
No, I really do urge people. I know we're tearing this movie up, but
you gotta watch it to see how
you gotta watch
it.
It's like a train wreck. Maybe sit back, have a couple drinks, smoke a joint, something. But I mean, it's an interesting movie.
And know that don't take it seriously. Just watch it just to laugh.
Yeah,
you're gonna have to just know that going into it. Watch it just to laugh at the stupidity of the movie, and I think you might enjoy it if you go into it with that with that frame of thought. All right, man. Everybody, stay safe, stay strong. Happy New Year, Joe, and we will holler at you guys next week. Director, play our music.
Disaster must come. At best, only postponed. Shaolin Kung Fu, to survive, must now be taught to more young men.